So I don't want you to waste your hard-earned money on some of these cards. I'm going to show you some tough love here today, okay? You might not like the things that I have to say, but I've been playing for a while, and trust me, I've seen cards like this before. They're always trapped. They have a little inkling bit of potential and people will latch onto it, waste their money, they'll play it for a few games and think, man, I haven't won anything yet. Maybe I'm bad. No, you're not bad. You're perfectly fine. I promise. You are great. It's the cards. You've picked the wrong cards to invest your time into. So I'm here to save you. Let's have a look. Right there. So coming in as my number 3 slot. It really shouldn't come as a surprise, but I have seen a little bit of inkling people talking about it on Twitter. And that's Flareon VMAX. Now, I can understand on face value why people might be impressed with this card. Let me tell you what it does. So it's a VMAX Pokemon. It has an attack for 3 energy. There's 100 times. Okay, so that's a pretty big multiplier, 100 times. This card, the top 5 cards of your deck, you do 100 for each energy card you discarded in this way. Now, so this card doesn't really exist along with Welder. So you have to, our number 1 problem is, how are we going to accelerate these energies? Because 3 energies without Welder is actually pretty tough. But don't worry, Flareon is a single strike card, so you can use Houndoom to accelerate those energies. And you know what, to be perfectly honest, those plus 20 and plus 40 will actually be really, really important. So that means if you discard 3 energies, you're now hitting for 340, and that is a really good number to be hitting for. But the problem is, when you sit down and think about how this deck's going to look, you're going to have a ton of energies for this to work, alright? Like we've seen cards like this Gyarados, for example, which is built, it has a very similar attack, right? All it wants to do is chock the deck full of energy, hit them all, that Distill Blast, and do big damage. If you want to go back even further, there was a Typhlosion, I think from Breakthrough off the top of my head, had a massive Eruption attack, very similar, and that's sort of a little bit of meme play. But both Gyarados and Typhlosians were always memes, okay? And this Flareon is going to be nothing more than just a meme. Because if we sit down and think about it, this deck needs to have a ton of energy. That Gyarados deck had about 30 energy, and so did the Typhlosion. So if you're going to have 30 energies in your deck, you're not going to have room for any consistency. But not only that, the Gyarados and the Typhlosion all attack for 1 energy. You didn't need to have any energy accelerators in the deck. With this, you have to put in a whole bunch of Houndoom as well, probably a 4/4, and you're not going to have a lot of supporters to find them. So all of a sudden, this is looking like a logistical nightmare. Okay, you have to play a ton of energy. You have to play energy supporting cards like Houndoom. You can't really find them, and to top it all off, you might even discard them all with your attack and not the energy. Anytime your VMAX can attack for 0 damage after putting 3 energy on, play something else. Honestly, I am lost for words. Please, please, guys, please don't play this. Right, so with my number 2 pick, I might be being a little bit controversial because I have seen this card dotted about in loads of deck lists. We are talking about Sylveon VMAX. Let me tell you what Sylveon VMAX does. It's a VMAX Pokemon, 310 HP, Rapid Strike with the attack Max Harmony, which does 70 plus 30 for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. So, people that have been playing for a while will see this and think, oh, Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road was very similar. Rainbow Road was a killer rogue deck back in the day. Really cool. It ran off this basic Xerneas, who had that Rainbow Force attack, which did 10 plus 30 for each different color Pokemon you have on the bench. But there are some really big differences between this Xerneas and this Sylveon. This Xerneas could threaten one-shots because this existed at the same time as Skyfield. You also had dual-type Pokemon like Volcanion EX, meaning you didn't really have to dedicate your whole bench to support Pokemon because, you know, Volcanion counts as a 2. You could either play a Stage 1 version where you played like this Bisharp and this Garvantula, and all of a sudden you were hitting silly numbers when you didn't really have that much of a bench. But the main differences are, this could take one-shots. This Sylveon tops out at 220 damage. Now, honestly, let's think about this logically here for a second. So, this Sylveon, I can't even stop myself from laughing. This Sylveon for 3 energy mine. Now, granted, I've got Rapid Strike energy, but bear with me a little bit here. So, for 3 energy, you can do a maximum. This is the best case scenario. 220 damage. For 3. And you have to have a faff about filling your bench with all these different coloured Pokemon. Now, I can't think off the top of my head. I don't want to warrant this. I don't want to give this deck any more of my thought process, but I don't know what these Pokemon are going to be. But let me tell you, some of them aren't going to be ideal. Now, when you was playing Rainbow Road, you didn't mind playing a Volcanion. You didn't mind playing Flygon EX. You didn't mind playing Jolteon EX because the trade-off is you can upswing and take Okos. This Sylveon is still faffing about with 220 damage. You got everything kicking off. What's the point? Honestly, like, why not just playing Eternatus at that point? Honestly, if you want to fill your bench and do more damage depending on your bench, Eternatus does more damage for less energy, and you get to run 4 Crobat and all that good stuff as well. Oh yeah, now I'm sure you clever Sylveon players, you've already furiously typed your comment. Oh, but it's meant to be in a Rapid Strike box. Okay, Rapid Strike Urshifu looks like it's going to be bonkers post-rotation. Why are we jamming this mediocre mess in there? Now granted, you can hit for Psychic weakness, but how often are you actually going to pull that off? How often are you going to have time to double attach to your Sylveon V before it gets KO'd? I don't think it's going to be that often. Now it might be a case, you see this a lot, sort of Japanese meta showcase some cards, it doesn't really translate well over here. I guarantee this Sylveon is not going to translate well over here. But coming in at my number 1 slot, I have zero clue as to why so many people are testing this awful VMAX in the post-rotation format. Honestly, let's get straight to it. We're talking about Leafeon VMAX here. Leafeon VMAX is a VMAX Pokemon, 310 HP with 2 attacks. Got Grass Knot. For 1 Grass, 1 Colourless, you do 60 for each retreat cost on your opponent's active. And then you've got Max Leaf. For 3 energy, you do 170 damage and you heal 30 from this Pokemon. Now, I want you to tell me which attack here is the build around, because they are both trash. Now, okay, I'm being a bit coy. I know that these Leafeon decks are trying to build around Grass Knot, right? Now, in theory, I can see why this would be good. So let's say you hit an opponent that has a 3 retreat cost, you do 180 damage, okay? Now, riddle me this. How many meta-relevant cards have a retreat cost more than 3? I mean, even the Eternatus has 3, and that's the big chunky geezer. Eternatus for has 340 HP as well. So let's calculate how much of a retreat cost this attack has to do to threaten a one-shot, right? Let's have a think. So we've got 6, 12, 180, 240, 300. They need to have a retreat cost of 6. Now you probably think to yourself, how are we going to do that? I know there's Galar Mine, and you know what? I'll give you that. Galar Mine is a stadium card that makes your opponents active have 2 retreat cost more. So now an Eternatus has 5. You still don't one-shot the Eternatus. But also, let's think about this logically. In the post-rotation format, people are going to be playing a ton of stadiums and a ton of stadium answers because Path to the Peak is so strong. That makes your Galar Mine less valuable because it's probably getting bounced. Not only that, Air Balloon exists. Air Balloon will reduce 2 retreat costs off the so I can't even talk about laughing. Let's try this again. So Air Balloon will reduce the retreat cost by 2. So let's say Rapid Strike Urshifu has a 2 retreat cost. They sling an Air Balloon on there and you haven't found your Galar Mine yet, or they've bounced it. You actually hit that Rapid Strike Urshifu for 0 damage. Yeah. You know what I said about Flareon doing no damage? This can also do no damage. Anytime your VMAX can do 0 damage, it just scares me. It's like anytime anytime you play a supporter does nothing. This is very similar. You can attack your VMAX and you can do nothing. That worries me a little bit. But I've seen people say, Shay, don't worry. We can play Tool Scrapper in a high count to get rid of those pesky air balloons. We can even play stuff like Team Yellhorn to make it hard for them. But let me tell you, let me leave you with this little secret. Come in close. If, when you're trying to defend a deck, if you have to keep saying, oh, but we can do this, if this happens, if we can do that, we can play this. If you have to say if, but, if you have to say that so many times, chances are the deck isn't worth it. If you have to play Tool Scrapper in a high count, if you have to play a Stadium at a 4 count, if you have to play Team Yellhorn, a card which is not going to see play anywhere else, this Leafeon VMAX isn't very good. I promise you now. But let me know what you think. Tell me why I'm wrong in the comments. If you want me to do a top 3 decks, sleeper picks from Evolving Skies, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.